Not too long ago I spoke about the worst side missions in every Batman Arkham game, so today we are going to be looking at the best side missions instead, and trust me when I say some of these were very difficult to decide, as the Batman Arkham games have some really well done and enjoyable side missions that sadly did not make the list but still deserve praise. Comment down below your favourite of each Arkham game before we get started, and let's see if our opinions align. There are not many times that someone makes the best and worst of a list in the same game, but Riddler is an exception, as he literally is the only side mission in Batman Arkham Asylum. Honestly, I really enjoyed this side mission as it's not as complex as the following games, and being able to collect Riddler maps makes it super easy also. A good motivator to actually do this side mission is that you can get pretty annoying when running around the asylum after completing the game, especially as he spouts the same dialogue every 30 seconds. It definitely can be super satisfying when you actually beat him, but sadly we never see him in person, which is a shame.
What? You did it? You must have cheated. There is no way you could have beaten me. Well, you asked for it, Batman. My final challenge for the whole of Gotham is just seconds away. What? Sirens. The police. You cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me. Police, open up! No. They should open the door now! Now! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nigma,
As I said in my previous videos, there were plans for more side content, but these were cut from the final game due to time constraints. I don't fault Rocksteady for only having one side mission due to the fact that they were so focused on making the main game good that they probably had side content as a low priority. So again, with no other option, I will have to give Riddler the best side mission of Batman Arkham Asylum. There are plenty of great side missions in Batman Arkham City. Although the Riddler challenge count was insane, I did really enjoy the reward for collecting a certain amount by getting locations of hostages to save, and getting to actually beat Riddler in person, making it a bit more satisfying. Another good side mission was the cold call killer, something so creepy and unexpected to hear a phone ring randomly in the middle of the street. It seems so out of place when you first hear it. When you find the phone that rings, it is Zaz on the other end telling you he has hostages and will kill them if you fail to reach another phone ringing somewhere in Arkham City. Although it is simple, get from A to B before the time runs out. Having a timer makes it more intense and can be difficult if you don't own the grapnel boost to aid you. The pick I'm going for, which is the best side mission of Batman Arkham City, is the Identity Thief. This side mission has Batman tracking an unknown murderer who appears to be impersonating Bruce Wayne.
We are approaching the designated location. The alleyway is empty. Thermal scans show no activity. Hold on. There's a body. It appears to be naked. Heat traces. Not been dead long. Oh, jeez. It looks like someone's cut off his face.
Most unusual. Continue with your patrol, Captain. None of the inmates match this MO. I presume it to be merely a territorial dispute. A message, perhaps?
Affirmative.
Batman investigates the body that is left by the mysterious murderer. After investigating the body, Batman notes that the victim's face has been cut off and is wrapped in bandages. Batman also remembers that there has been 3 very similar murders in the past month in Gotham, with the press giving the murderer the nickname the Identity Thief. Batman tracks down the blood from the victim splattered on the floor, which he believes will lead him to the murderer. At the end of the tracks, we meet a man who claims not to be the murderer and that the real murderer is Bruce Wayne. He says that Bruce was most likely harmed by other inmates, leaving cuts and bruises on his face. Later on, Batman comes across another victim. This time, the murderer's weapon was left behind with fingerprints. Batman sends Oracle the evidence, and Oracle is shocked with the result of the fingerprints. being Bruce Wayne. Oracle starts questioning Batman's mental state due to the run-in with Scarecrow and Hugo Strange. Maybe Batman is somehow being mind-controlled and is unknowingly killing these people. Bruce denies this theory, but there is definitely some uncertainty in his voice as all clues point to him.
It wasn't me. I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. Well, you know.
We come across our last victim, and after scanning and tracking bleach that was used in an attempt to cover up evidence, we come across a thug who is an accomplice to the murder. His orders were to cover up the identity thief's tracks. Again, this thug accuses Bruce Wayne of being the murderer, and to prove to Batman that it is Bruce Wayne, the thug provides the location of where he is operating. Batman heads over to the apartment beside the courthouse. He then heads inside in search of evidence and finds a tape recording. This tape recording is the journal entry that proves that the murders around Gotham were not actually done by Bruce Wayne, but actually by his old best friend when he was a kid, Thomas Elliot. Just as the tape finishes, the gate behind us closes and we are approached by Thomas Elliot, who slowly unwraps his bandages to reveal he looks exactly like Bruce Wayne. He tells Batman that he plans to take revenge on Bruce Wayne and threatens him, claiming if that they were to meet again, that he would not be in a generous mood. Unable to pursue this case further due to Elliot leaving Arkham City, Batman closes the file on the identity thief and plans to track him down the next day, thus completing the identity thief side mission. Now, I absolutely love this side mission, and I'm sure if you knew already about Hush before City, it would have been a lot more obvious, but as I was a super casual fan, this made this mission so interesting as I love the storyline of Batman trying to prove his innocence, but with each body you find more and more evidence stacking up against you, even leading your own friends to doubt you and make yourself question your own mental state. I think this is a great idea for Batman to solve the case and prove his innocence, but not being able to catch the bad guy at the end. It's a shame that 4 years later there is no great payoff, but I do appreciate how creepy this murder mystery was, so that's why I have to give Hush the best side mission of Arkham City.
What?
With Arkham Origins, I always felt that the game had mixed side missions, some good, some bad, but also there's plenty of them, which really helped pad out the end game, which I actually really liked. Yes, Penguin's Caches, Bird's side mission and Black Mass side mission were very repetitive, but in a way I did enjoy them as it did add a couple of more hours to my playtime without being too difficult. Some of the good side missions I think of when I think of Batman Arkham Origins would have to be Deadshot's crime scene investigation of the crashed helicopter, then fighting him in a Predator type boss battle in the bank. Shiva's side mission was pretty fun and I enjoyed the setup of the crying baby being a trap. And also it allows you to unlock critical strikes by completing this side mission, which is a strange choice in my opinion, but I guess it's a good incentive to complete them then. But I'm pretty sure you know which side mission I'm going to pick. After leaving the sewers, after getting enough information to solve the case of Lacey Towers, Batman is greeted by some unknown criminals.
You were very cordially,
You are very cordially invited to a party.
and it will be a grand affair.
Grand affair.
And it will be a grand affair hosted by the Hatter. We do hope that you can come.
You can come. We do hope that you can come to share in all the joy.
Mad Hatter, a villain who is obsessed with the book Alice in Wonderland, has kidnapped a woman he believes is Alice. Batman heads towards the hat shop, which Mad Hatter uses as a hideout. As the door is locked, Batman uses the vent beside the door and ambushes his mind-controlled henchman. After dealing with the henchman, Batman picks up Mad Hatter as he wants to get the location of the kidnapped girl, but before Batman can get that information from him, Mad Hatter tricks Batman into looking at the grandfather clock beside him, and this sends Batman into a hypnotic state. Batman wakes up in Wonderland and has to make his way through obstacles, puzzles, and electric floors in order to escape this madness. Batman resists the mind control and climbs up inside of the grandfather clock, and once he finds the exit, we are back in the room with Mad Hatter taking the woman he calls Alice as a hostage with a knife to her throat. In order to save this hostage and take down Jervis, Batman throws a reverse batarang which hits Mad Hatter in the back of the head. With the hostage out of harm's way, Batman leaps into the air and knocks Mad Hatter out. Batman wakes from his hypnosis to see Alice crying on a chair from the whole experience and Mad Hatter unconscious beside her.
Don't worry, you're safe now. The police are on their way. Everything's going to be all right.
No, it's not.
This side mission was really fun and really well made. Although the Mad Hatter side mission from Arkham City was really well made, Origins side mission was so much better. The location was so much more interesting, with Batman having to navigate through Wonderland. I thought that what WB Montreal did was really creative, getting you to use multiple gadgets, solving a few puzzles, and having combat sections as well, just giving us a good mixture of everything great about the Batman Arkham games. The only real complaint I can think of is Batman doing the reverse batarang to trick Mad Hatter, which is the exact same as Ra's al Ghul's takedown. But really this is just nitpicking and they probably just copy and pasted to save some time and effort instead of having to come up with new animations. Honestly, with all Mad Hatter side missions, his side missions are pretty underrated and a lot of people seem to forget about him, but I think Origins did really well at making him stand out, especially compared to the other Arkham games, so that's why I have to give Mad Hatter the best side mission of Arkham Origins.
This is wrong, all upside down and inside out and wrong.
If you're enjoying the content so far, be sure to give the video a like, and if you want to support me further, please consider becoming a YouTube member. Link in the description of this video where you can get a heap of benefits such as channel emotes and early access to long and short form content. Lastly, we have Batman Arkham Knight, a game that I have very mixed feelings on. I would say that Arkham Knight's base side missions are pretty terrible. Although I enjoyed saving Jack Ryder and exploring Man-Bat's lab, many of the base side missions do suffer from repetition, such as all the militia side missions, Man-Bat's capture and chasing Firefly through the streets of Gotham. Luckily, around 6 months later, much better side missions were added to the game in the Season of Infamy DLC pack. Mad Hatter's Wonderland, Mr. Freeze's In From the Cold, Killer Croc's Beneath the Surface, and Ra's al Ghul's Shadow War definitely added a lot better content to the game, although these were not perfect either. But my favourite side mission is not based on how good it is. The main focus for me is the story and characters. Alfred informs Batman that he's picked up a distress signal from a stranded cargo vessel.
Sir, I'm picking up a distress signal from a stranded cargo vessel. I'm attempting to establish radio contact, but there's too much interference.
Send me the coordinates. I'll investigate.
Batman takes the coordinates from Alfred and investigates what could be the issue. As Batman glides in, we can notice that the vessel is strangely frozen in ice and being patrolled by militia. After taking out the militia, Batman deactivates the lockdown sequence for the ship, allowing him to head inside of the ship. As we enter, we see militia soldiers frozen in ice just outside the door with what we could guess is a freeze gun. Batman opens the door to find even more frozen guards and an alert ringing, warning that the cryogenerator is unstable. This is where it is revealed that it is Mr. Freeze who is involved with this somehow. Victor explains to Batman that the militia wanted him in order to defeat Batman, but because he rejected their offer, they took Nora, who is Mr. Freeze's wife. Victor then threatens to attack Batman as he blames Batman for Nora's capture, and if Victor turned in Batman, then maybe the militia would return Nora back to Freeze. Batman questions if Victor actually believes they will keep their word with giving Nora back. which Victor doubts, so Victor gives Batman a tracking device that will lead Batman to her location. Batman glides to this location and takes out the guard surrounding the crate Nora is apparently in, but this is actually empty and was a trick most likely to stop Freeze from going after her. Batman grabs a nearby guard who manages to regain consciousness and interrogates the guard in order to find out Nora's real location, which is on a rooftop in Otisburg. Once we reach this rooftop, we can notice that it is very heavily guarded, with militia troops with snipers up above and armed militia securing the area that Nora is being kept. After finally taking out the guards, we are able to open the cryo chamber Nora is being kept in. It appears that the machine to keep her frozen is broken and now Nora is awake. Nora tells Batman how horrible it is being frozen. She feels trapped, being able to feel time passing and hear Victor speaking to her, but not being able to move. Batman informs Mr. Freeze that Nora is now awake. After hearing this news, Victor says that he will freeze her again once she comes back, but before she can argue that she does not want to be saved anymore, the generator on the ship malfunctions and explodes, leaving a trail of ice Batman needs to navigate through using the Batmobile before time runs out, as the militia plan to attack Victor by sending drones to the ship. Batman, now overwhelmed by the sheer amount of militia enemies, tells Freeze that the only way to stop them would be by detonating the generator, which Victor refuses to do as it's Nora's only chance to survive. Freeze finally gives in and detonates the generator, wiping out the militia drones. We then cut to Batman, Nora and Mr. Freeze at the front of the ship to get this amazing scene that I will just let play out.
My work, the equipment, it's all gone. I can't save you. Maybe there's another way.
Victor, this isn't you. I won't let you destroy yourself anymore. I wish I could have told you sooner.
I don't want you to die, Nora.
Then let me live.
We won't have much time. Days.
Time never has been on our side, Victor.
Batman then leaves the ship with the use of the Batwing. Alfred asks Batman if he wishes to keep tracking Nora and Victor on the ship, but Batman does not see the point of this, most likely as Freeze will be no harm to anyone, especially now that he is Nora, where they will spend their last days together. A very bittersweet ending, rather than giving them this perfect ending where Nora is cured and Victor is no longer this man tied to a suit to keep him alive and they somehow live happily ever after. Instead, we get a couple accepting their fate, but as long as they are together, they will be okay. I absolutely love this side mission with its writing, characters and heartfelt story, but I do feel the gameplay did drag it down a bit, as the Predator sections felt a bit padded out, like having 14 enemies on a ship just felt a bit too much, and the layout of the ship Predator section and the second Predator section was a bit messy, but maybe it's up to preference. Although nothing special in its gameplay, the side mission shines in its story and characters, so that's why I have to give Mr. Freeze the best side mission of Arkham Knight. Now, which villain do I think has the best side mission out of all of them? Riddler, Hush, Mad Hatter or Mr. Freeze? Number 4 will be my least favourite, but doesn't mean it's a bad side mission, and number 1 will be my favourite side mission. Now, starting off with number 4, which is Riddler's side mission in Arkham Asylum. It's not bad, but not as great as the others. Number 3, we have Mr. Freeze, and although I love this side mission and I feel bad putting it so low, I can't deny that the Predator sections really dragged out the runtime and held the side mission back from being at the top. Number 2, we have Hush, a really creepy and interesting side mission, especially if you never knew about Hush before playing this game. And at number 1, this leaves us with Mad Hatter, which is really well made, and the Wonderland being a creative level that I genuinely think was brilliantly made by WB Montreal, which gave us a great variety of Batman's gameplay. Overall, the Batman Arkham games are amazing and contain great side missions that narrowly missed out on being in this video, such as the Cold Call Killer and Professor Pig's side mission, but let me know if you would make any changes. Be sure to like and subscribe, comment down below your favourite side mission. That's all for now, my name is Fo, and Slán.